and that's why Obama won. I don't buy it for a minute. There's not a Republican or a conservative I know that didn't vehemently go out and vote. It's a lie that we didn't vote. The reason the radicals are in control is the same answer why the Republicans are losing. We don't want to fight the way they fight. We, as Republicans and conservatives, follow rules. As long as we continue to follow rules, we're going to be here in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, covering the same grounds. We're going to have to start to realize, forget the rules, let's fight harder than they fight, give them their own medicine. They want to turn this rain tax over to the government, over to Baltimore County. Great. Every dollar we collect, O'Malley, we're going to need 120% back from you as our fee. Otherwise, it's the mafia going up against the Boy Scouts.
It's a good speech.
It's not a speech.
And I agree with it. I agree with it, and it is from the heart. That's why my microphone was turned off in Annapolis, and that's why his microphone was turned off. Let me tell you the fact of the matter. It's called, and he's right, about lying, they're bullies, and they're corrupt. This is the worst state in the nation. This is not New York, Vermont, Massachusetts. California and Maryland are the worst states in the nation. It is not only overwhelming numbers, it is radical aggressiveness. Now, how do we control that? We do not control the redistricting. They just gerrymander the entire state, putting the radicals in all the districts and putting us out of the districts. And then they are the radicals, the delegates, the senators, Bush, Miller, O'Malley, the axis of evil. All right? Now, I'm giving you facts. These are facts. We were able to get a petition to get that gerrymandered bill on the ballot, and it was defeated. So there was an attempt. I told you today, I mentioned to you on the rain tax, he wants to talk about fighting, sign up to fight. Get your name on that white card. Bring the people together like this gentleman is saying, and let's fight them. I have fought them in court, and I will fight this in court. Now I'll give you one final thing. We can't beat them just as Republicans. We need a movement. A movement that is tough, a movement of warriors. And it has to be independents, libertarians, and those Democrats that I talked about at the beginning. Now, what is one of the best ways to do that? One of the best ways is if you get an exciting, smart, electrifying candidate for governor. That unites people. Whether we're going to have that or not, I don't know. But on the gun bill, next week we will know whether or not we will have a petition on the gun bill. And those people that Delegate Impalaria was talking about, who are not registered to vote, they will register to vote. They will not only register to vote, they will get in the streets and they will become born-again volunteers. They will leave the gun range and they will knock on doors. So that's how you fight. That petition on the gun, that petition on the rain tax, those are the things the people control. So the people have to stand up, and I agree with it. But let me tell you something. We punch way above our weight. Every year at the General Assembly, we offer an alternative budget that is balanced without any tax or fee increases. They dismissed that. They dismissed that budget immediately. We offered hundreds of amendments on the floor of the House. I'll give you two. On this $1 billion bonanza for Baltimore City, I offered an amendment that said, when you construct those schools, The only people who can get hired on those construction jobs are American citizens through E-Verify. I called it the full employment amendment for minority youth in Baltimore City. The Baltimore City delegation voted against it. The Black Caucus voted against it. I offered an amendment that said all the construction work, all the assets on that $1 billion must at best come from an American company. They all voted against it. So that's what we're facing. And we need to fight, and we do fight, but we need to get people like the ones that are not voting, they have to get involved. Thank you.
What you need to do, sir, all of you up there, is you need to get on television and talk exactly the way that you have.
You know, you're right. And her statement was that we need to be out there more on television, on radio.
And giving back.
And I'll tell you the way that we do this, and the only way that we can do it, is if you are involved with us and you contact our offices, we are allowed to contact back to you. So if you're just an average citizen who does not participate or contact us, you can't hear from us unless we are on the television or on the radio, and those venues are limited. Pat does a great job on the radio. We all try to get on the radio, but you need to help us. If you're angry about the tyranny that's happening in the state and the rights that are being stripped away from you every single solitary session, you have a responsibility to educate your friends, to get them to vote, to talk about the issues, to support your candidates. It's expensive to run because you've got a machine that wants to knock you down. It's expensive to run. Support your candidates. But you guys have to rally together, and thank you for coming out today. We appreciate it so much. But you have got to help us get the messages out. You've got to continue to work on the county level. You've got to continue to work on the state level. You've got to continue to advocate in your neighborhoods. You've got to participate in get out the vote drives and get voter registration. And we need your help.
Thank you all.
One more question.
I have a question about the good guy, bad guy kind of thing. This thing about wanting to hire people in the city to do these jobs. It is companies that have been hiring people who aren't legal residents. It's not you and I. So I have a problem with that. And I'm sorry, I don't know. My head is I lost it.
So her comment is she's concerned about employers that hire illegals, people who are not here legally present,
and like here we've got them and us also.
And
there's nobody that's willing to pull together. Are there groups of Republicans, Democrats?
Are there groups of Democrats and Republicans that work together? Yes, there are. But here's something that I've learned from my good friend Andy Harris. So Andy says, we say no tax increases. We already have enough taxes. They say, we want tax increases. How about you compromise and raise one? That's not a compromise. So some of these things we can work on, some we cannot. We're going to be true to our time and let you go because we know you're busy. But before you go, we have a few things we'd like to acknowledge Ellen Sauerbray, our wonderful fairy godmother, for being here today. Today with 43 delegates in the House. How many were there when you were leading?
16.
16. So things are getting better. Also like to acknowledge our staff that's here today. We certainly could not do this without our staff. And Stephanie, Colleen, Pat's guy, what's his name? In the blue shirt who had, Brian has some Pat stuff, but also there will be a Super Saturday voter registration drive on May 4th. Contact Woody, there he is. Woody can give you information on that. Voter registration training on May 1st at the Harp in Bel Air. There are a couple of clubs you can get involved in. But I want to leave you with this. We love Maryland. We think the best best state in this nation. We have the mountains, we have the bay, we have a lovely state with rolling hills and wineries and good people like you all that live here. And we think it's worth fighting for. And we know that you do too. We are not without hope. We know with the efforts of friends and family like you all that we can make a difference. So please do not lose hope. Please do not give up, but continue to fight the good fight with us. Partner with us so that we can turn this state around. And we want you to know that you can trust all of us here. We stand for the values that you've heard here today, and we cannot do it without your help. And if you have not signed in, please do. If you are not on our email list, with new media and electronic communications, we can overcome the media. Someone who said, why aren't you on the TV more? We try. Trust me, ma'am, we try. Get our emails. Forward them to your family and friends. We do YouTubes, but we'd like to thank you so much for being here. We'll be around for a few minutes to answer any of your questions individually, but we want to be faithful to our time because we know you have things to do. Thanks so much.